Hey everybody, welcome back to the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. I'm your host Gordo Gambles and welcome back to their best bets video. This time for UFC 297, we are heading to Toronto, Ontario. The first card in Toronto since 2018, the first card in Ontario since 2019 before COVID. And you know what, if you can't tell, I'm a bit excited for it. This is a card I've been looking forward to a long time and a card that I am fortunate enough to be there in person. And if we're going to be there in person, we're going to be cheering on my Canadian friends. We're going to come at you with some heat, and I'm happy to do so this week. Once again, joined by Coolbet. It is a Canadian sports betting app, which is even more perfect for the cause, but one that has given me good odds over the year and one that I'm excited to continue to work with going forward. They'll be the ones covering these best bets videos, and they're a book I very much recommend going towards. There's a code down below that will double your deposit up to $200. Make sure to check that out. All is down below. Without further ado, let's talk about some best bets. The first best bets video of the year, and I'm coming to you with a different mentality towards it. I'm not going to force any parlays. I'm not going to force any long shot odds. I'm just going to give you what I bet myself. For this card in particular, I have 5 moneyline bets already. I'm filming this on a Tuesday. I'm going to give you 3 of them here. I'm going to give you the 4th one on my Twitter for free, and I'm going to give you the 5th one on the Coolbet Twitter as well. Check them all out. Let's get into it. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it either. We do have some heavier favorites. We do have some lines that may not be the prettiest. If you want to parlay these picks, go for it. But these are all plays that I've played individually and plays that I think are still valuable at the line where it is now. And the first one of which is going to be the chalkiest one of them all. So if you want better odds, feel free to skip forward. It will be timestamped down below, but I love Movsar Evloev this week. Minus 200 currently on Coolbet. He is a play who I do think is valuable up to an even larger price tag. An undefeated 17-0 Russian who averages over 4.7 takedowns per 15 minutes. He is very, very aggressive, and that 17-0 record reflects that. He may not have a finish win inside the UFC, but his ability to win minutes on the mat, continue with a good cardio pace going forwards, as well as have the ability to be technical enough on the feet to keep it close and win minutes that way as well, makes him for a very dangerous prospect. He's facing Arnold Allen this week, someone who I'm also pretty high on, but someone who just doesn't have the best stylistic matchup in my opinion. Evloev is someone who I think has all the tools to get it done. He is going to be the best wrestler that Arnold Allen has ever fought, let alone the first wrestler that he's fought in over 6 years. Arnold Allen has not fought a primary wrestler since Mads Burnell back in 2018, who he allowed 6 takedowns to. And now he's getting the best wrestler he's faced yet. This just makes it for a good path to victory for Evloev, one that I think he gets it done. May it be the most exciting? No. May it be the best odds? Not necessarily either, but this is a play I do think wins more than the line entails, and one that I still think has a little bit of meat available on the bone. Someone who has been so dominant, been so aggressive, and who has a very good path to victory on the ground here, I do think he gets it done. That is play number 1. Play number 2 this week is in our co-main event. We are taking the Brazilian Mayra Bueno Silva at minus 154 on Coolbet right now. She is someone who I think has a multitude of ways of getting it done, but someone who I think not only is the younger fighter of the two, but who has a better career trajectory. She's the more violent finisher, having the ability to win by submission and by KO. She is very, very aggressive with her strikes and is someone who I think has an advantage in this matchup. She's the more dangerous of the two in the clinch and on the mat, as well as having the more moment-winning style to go out there and win the judges' scorecards. I do think she is very, very dangerous to get a finish at any time, but with her forward pressure, her ability to go out there and land powerful shots, I think she has the ability to sway the judges in that way as well. The 5-round experience, or the lack thereof, does scare me a little bit, but not enough to the point where I think that she shouldn't be favored here. I think she should be favored a little bit more than minus 154, and she is someone who I'm liking in this co-main event. Whether it be by finish or the ability to walk down her opponent win optics here, I think she's a younger fighter who has looked better in her recent matchups and has the ability to go out there and take home this belt, bring in this new wave of 135 talent. I like Mayra Bueno Silva this weekend, and I do think she gets it done. Last but not least, I also do like myself Chris Curtis this weekend. I know what you're saying. Gordo, you're wearing a Canadian jersey, you're cheering on Canadian fighters, and you're picking against one this week. That I am. And it's not the prettiest thing to admit, but it's one where, unfortunately, the read is too strong on Chris Curtis this week. And I don't say that lightly. I mean, I am a huge fan of Marc-Andre Barriault. He has that hockey-style mentality where he goes out there, he'll grab your collar, and he'll feed you with uppercuts. He is very, very aggressive. He is named the power bar for a reason, because he'll go out there and throw with volume and intensity for all 15 minutes, looking to tire out his opponent. The problem I have with him is he doesn't have one-shot power, isn't the most technical, and relies on his opponents gassing out and him having the better cardio. Although that has worked for him in the past here, he is facing someone in Chris Curtis who is not only going to have the cardio to compete, but is the more technical striker of the two. I think when it comes down to winning these technical striking exchanges, It's going to be Chris Curtis, who has the more power in his hands, the better counter striking, and has the cardio to keep up for all 15 minutes. Not only that, but the physicality of Curtis is evident. Neither of these guys want to go to the ground, and I think that this favors Curtis in a striking affair for 15 minutes. Not only that, but we have seen Barrio knocked out early before, and I think this is a spot here where Curtis is able to find that knockout shot button. I do like Chris Curtis here. I agree with him being the favorite. I think he should be a little bit more favorite because aside from maybe, a very weird volume-based decision, which we've never really seen Curtis lose too often unless he's facing the elite of the elite, I don't think Barrio can get it done, although I'll probably be cheering for him as a Canadian in the crowd. I do think Curtis has many advantages, and hopefully this will show you that there's not many biases for me going forward. I just want to make some money. Now, those are the 3 money line spots I talked about. Let me quickly give you some bonus points here. First video of the year, I'm feeling generous. Here's a long shot prop I am liking this week. It is going to be Sergey City by submission plus 600 on Coolbet. And I know what you're thinking, these guys fought before, it ended by knockout. Why not happen again? Well, in that previous matchup, although it was a flash knockout, I do not think that's Surrey City's best aspect. You have a guy in front of him here in Tavares, who is a very, very technical striker, very powerful, very quick hands. He showcased that in his Week 10 win on Dana White Contender Series. What I think Tavares lacks is not only cardio, but also a ground game. And although Surrey City is a very good striker, I think he's even better on the mat. And I think he has the wrestling and grappling to go out there and get a submission over someone in Tavares who, although he was knocked out, is pretty competent on the feet. I think that is the path of league resistance. I do think that Surrey City has the better cardio, ground game, and durability, and he should win this fight at a high clip. But to say that he only has a small indication of going to get a submission is a bit out of the blue. I mean, he is a guy with submissions on his record. He is someone who is very dominant on the mat, and I do think he's someone who will go there shall the fight not go his way on the feet. Either way, I think this line is off, and I do think City could win by submission. It is a nice long shot prop to play, but I also think that this fight just ends at the distance. A parlay piece I'm looking at this week, I want to play that with maybe a Movsar Evloev. That is something you can do for sure, but it is a spot I'm liking here. One last one for us. Let's go Jasmine Jasudavicius side of the distance. An early prelim pick, one that pays over 2-1 here. I just think she has a home crowd matchup tailored for her to succeed. She is a bigger name on a Canadian card, and I do think she has the ability to go out there and dominate her opponent on the mat. Priscilla Cachoeira has been taken down and finished on the mat by several people before, and I think that the strength, the physicality, the wrestling of Jasudavicius is going to be too much. I think she'll be able to take her down, get in dominant position, and finish. Over plus 200 for that to happen seems a bit out of the blue considering she is such a big favorite here. The path to victory on the ground is there. The submission as well as the KO path is definitely there. I do think Jasmine gets this done more than the line entails, and for her to finish, we'll just get the crowd going on an early prelim. Give me some violence here. But that's going to do it for me here on the Plays and Fades YouTube channel. Quickly, hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel, show some love. If you have any questions or concerns, please hit them in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, please check out Coolbet using my code down below. I hope everyone enjoys the fights. If you're there in person, come see me. I'll be happy to grab a drink, talk fights. It's what I'm there for. I'm very much looking forward to this card. So with that, guys, best of luck. Let's make some money.